Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary Ann and today we're going to talk about a minimalistic makeup look tutorial in 2021. Really basic, modern, natural, neutral, basically a no makeup look. And we're going to start with usually with sunscreen, but most of the time nowadays I'm staying indoors so I don't actually own any sunscreen. That's why I'm going to dive right in with primer. This one's the KIKO Milano Matte Face Base Primer and I love it so much. It's very sticky and dewy. It smells really nice and fresh and I just adore it. I'm going to put that all over my face. Just, I'm not going to use foundation today, and that's why skin can be a bit shiny if you don't put on foundation or anything that mattes and dulls everything down. And obviously you want something that fills in your pores a little bit, especially around the nose area. So I just put on primer and I really love the fresh feel this adds to my look. And yeah, I can only just recommend it, and especially this primer in particular as well. This one's almost empty, I gotta get a new one. Okay, and while that dries, I'm going to fill in my eyebrows just a tiny little bit to still keep them natural, but my eyebrows, they're really thin and the tail of them is completely missing. So I just like to put on a bit of powder to make them a bit fluffier. Okay, for that I'm taking a small angled brush, and normally I would either use a tinted brow pomade like this one by NYX Cosmetics, but that's a bit too much for today, so today I go with this almost used up ashy gray eyeliner by CATRICE Cosmetics, and I love it so much because you can't really tell that this is my natural shade of eyebrow hair, I guess. So we're going to use that. So I'm just taking up a bit of powder here, putting that on the brush and slightly brushing that like at the end of my brow. As you can tell, I'm not really creating a new shape, but it adds like a tiny bit of shadow and it adds dimension, and it just kind of really fills them in a really nice and natural way. Like, and I only recommend doing that like this. Don't mind me holding the mirror so close to my face. I am almost blind without my glasses and I can't see shit. I'm brushing them upwards because, you know, that's modern, to make them fluffy. And I don't really have fluffy brows, so that's why I cheat. So I think a no makeup look is also embracing like the slight imperfections that you have. So yeah, it really just enhances what you already have and how beautiful you already are without makeup, and it just underlines that a tiny little bit, and I think that's beautiful. Just embrace the natural beauty, I'd say. Okay, with the eyebrows done, next thing we can do is spot conceal. For that I'm using the Fenty Beauty concealer in the shade 100. Works fine for natural looks like this one where you don't need much, but you really have to pay attention that you really don't use a lot. Like that one's completely enough. And I'm just going to, slightly put it on all the red blemishes that I have. And I'm using my finger to blend that in. Pressing the concealer into the skin is really important with minimalistic makeup looks, because obviously there's nothing else except the primer underneath there. So you really have to work it in there. Usually concealer is a bit lighter than your natural color of skin, so you really have to make sure that it blends well. So with a minimalistic makeup look, I don't think it matters really much if it shines through a tiny little bit, same as with the blemishes right here. Okay, next we're going to lighten up the area around our eyes a tiny little bit by putting, nude colored eyeshadow on our eyelid. You can see the tiny veins that every one of us has on their eyelid, and some of the days they're a bit darker than others. By lighting up the area, you look more awake and, you have that shiny glow to it. For this, I'm using the Isle of Revolution Nudes eyeshadow palette, and I'm using the color Skimpy with a nice and broad brush, and I'm just, putting that on the eyelid. Obviously you have to match a color that is natural to your skin. I think this one blends really nicely and evenly, but I have very light skin, so this might be a bit too light for you, although it can be a bit lighter than your natural color. You just have to find one that looks natural, obviously, because that's what it's all about, a minimalistic makeup look. And later on, no one should be able to tell that there's makeup. I'm also dragging that in the inner corner because obviously the inner corner can be lightened up some more. And I'm just dragging that outward. Okay, so anything you can do to light up the area around your eyes really helps you look more awake. and it keeps the natural minimalistic makeup look effect because you use such a color that is close to your skin as possible. And this color is also a quick and easy fix to just slap on. It doesn't need much attention and you don't really have to blend it that much. Okay, so next up is blush. And again, only use a slight amount. I'm putting that on this big fluffy brush. Slightly brush around my cheeks. I'm cleaning off the rest of the product from the brush and then I'm blending that in. I feel like this always brings the livelihood back into my face, and that's why I like it so much on occasion, especially with a natural minimalistic look like this one. So the next step you could think is putting on highlighter, but I don't recommend putting highlighter on the naked skin because, as I said before, naked skin is already shiny by itself and we put the primer on to dull that down. And adding highlighter on naked bare skin is not really optimal for every skin type. If you have oily skin like me, it can look really, well, shiny and just simply too much because your skin already has that nice and glowing effect that is natural and good for your skin all by itself, and you don't have to add more. If you have other types of skin, you can put like a tiniest bit of highlighter on top of the blush and then dab it in with your finger or with a winged brush like this one, but just really, really a tiny amount. To finish everything off, I'm using a lip balm. This one's by ISANA, and it's just a care for your lips because mine tend to be really dry. And this has a nice and rosé kind of effect. Looks really natural, and I love to put it on. All done. Yeah, no one can really tell that I have makeup on. So what do you think? What do you use this makeup for? Let me know in the comments down below. You can also check out my Instagram, this is what I post. And if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my lovely YouTube channel. And if you want to see more from me, check out this video right here. Bye bye.